Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I am your host, Eric Smith. Today, I am talking about Terror World, a Zombicide Invader novel by Cath Lauria, published by Aconite Books. This is based on the Zombicide Invader board game, or miniatures game, depending on who you are. It's got lots of miniatures. So, in Zombicide Invader, this is a science fiction zombie novel. And so our main character is a scientist named Dizzy Drexler. She works for the Coalition of Planets, and she's studying, let's see, does it say it on the back? I want to say it's Xenium. This potential fuel source, this mysterious elemental thing, and she's been studying this planetary system, the PK system, and they know they have video of these essentially zombie attacks, these xeno zombie attacks, and so. This other alien, Ixnix6, I believe, is his name. Ixnix6. He's not part of the Coalition. He's part of a hive. He's an insect-like alien. And he has received, there's been this signal coming from this far-off planet in Coalition space, but it's part of his race. So he goes to Coalition space, and puts together a team, including Dizzy Drexler, her lab assistant, Coronus, who's a Centauran. We'll get to that. And then there's some other people that are put together. They're going to go to this world called Siktar to investigate this signal. But look, it's a Zombicide Invader novel called Terror World. You know things aren't going to go well. This is a really fun book. Cath Lauria, I really enjoy her writing. She's done a lot of stuff for Aconite, quite a few of their Marvel books. Let's see what we have inside. Nope, that's just going to tell me the Zombicide books. It's not going to tell me the Cath Lauria books. But I have interviewed her. She's wonderful. And so she's a good writer, great characters. I really, really love the characters in this book, and the different alien races. As I said, Ixnix6 is this insect-like creature, part of a hive, a hegemony, if that's how you say it. And he's got his own personality, his own alienness. Dizzy, I think, is just plain old human. And as I said, Coronus is a Centauran, which, as far as I can tell, are these equine-like humanoid aliens. They're not centaurs. They're not like half horse and half person. They have 2 arms, 2 legs, but their hands, possibly their feet, described as hoof-like, and they will travel on all 4s just as often as they walk on 2 legs. And they are telepaths. They're mind readers, and they're pacifists, which they can do, generally pacifists, which they can do because, they can read minds, they can avoid conflicts, they can, and he's Dizzy's assistant, he's going to go along. And then we've got Divik? Duval? Oh, cripes. Maybe I should have written this sort of thing down. I can just look at the chapters because each chapter is from a different person's perspective. There's Coronus. No, not that one. Divik. I was right. Yeah, Protector Divik. So Protector Divik is from a race. I do not recall the name off the top of my head, but they're basically mercenaries. They're very violent. They have this different sort of hierarchy, and based on achievement in mercenarying. And she's brought along to protect this group, but she thinks this mission is beneath her, but she also knows that it could raise her status. So she takes it. She's not happy about it, but she takes it. And then we have the Bain brothers, Grayson and Mason, who are galaxy-wide known, at least by reputation, thieves. Grayson seems to be pretty much human, although I think they're from Mars, but they might just be like Mars colonists. But Mason is a cyborg, and each of his limbs has its own brain, and he's also mentally connected with Grayson, and Grayson's the one who made him a cyborg. When they were kids, there was an accident. Mason was all messed up. Grayson cyborged him out, keeps upgrading him, making him better, and so sometimes Grayson can see through Mason's eyes, and his arms and legs, as I said, have their own brains, and they can detach and go off, and they have their own visual input, and Grayson and Mason can see through that. Pretty wild. So wild, interesting characters, and they're thrown together on this mission. They're all there for their own reasons, and they're clashing. Occasionally they can get along, but mostly it's a clashing of personalities. And then when they get to Siktar, yes, Siktar, of course, again, it's a Zombicide novel. Things are not what they expected. Things go wrong. Things go really, really wrong. I think it's fair to say, I don't think I'm spoiling anything if I say zombies show up. These are not your typical zombies. In this, they're fungus-based, and they do things that one does not ordinarily see in your typical zombie fiction. And I really enjoyed it. I love the way the characters are written. Each chapter is from a different character's perspective. There's one, my favorite character, gets a couple chapters. Really, really, I don't want to say who it is. I don't want to say why they're my favorite. They're not a major character at all, but I really, really liked this character. There are twists and turns. The way things progress aren't exactly how I would have expected them to. And there's big reveals and character turns and all sorts of great stuff. So, I don't know what else to say. It's a well-written science fiction zombie novel, Terror World, a Zombicide Invader novel by Cath Lauria from Aconite Press. I gave it 4 out of 5 on Goodreads. And this is the kind of book that makes me dislike rating things on Goodreads, because I can't give it a 5. 5, since that's as high as it goes on Goodreads, that has to be reserved for the best, or at least most entertaining, the pinnacle, the best of the best. Although sometimes I do go 6 out of 5. And so it's a 4 out of 5, probably 4.5, because I really, really enjoyed it. But I just can't justify giving it a 5. But if you like, it's a great horror novel, or pulpy horror novel, with some great twists and turns, some really fun, interesting, despicable characters. I recommend it. I think you should check it out. Terror World, Cath Lauria. Zombicide, Invader, Aconite. I have all of the Zombicide books that have come out so far. 4 or 5 of them so far. But this went, as soon as this came out, it went to the top of my reading list. Because I like Cath, great person, and I wanted to support her and read and review this book right off the bat. There is a Marvel Zombies book coming out from Aconite later this year. As of this recording, if you're watching this way in the future, it's not going to be later this year. It'll be in the past. It's already out. Looking forward to that. And I don't know if it's because, if Aconite is doing that because there's a Marvel Zombies Zombicide game. So I don't know if it's going to be part of the Zombicide book series or part of the Marvel book series that they have. But either way, a Marvel Zombies novel coming out. Zombicide has I think I've mentioned this before, they have a game set in the Old West. I'm hoping that we'll get a novel from that one. But there you go. I'm not going to say it all again. My question for this video is, how do you feel about zombies? I could just leave it at that. How do you feel about zombies? Do you like zombies? Are you tired of zombies? Do you feel that the market everywhere is oversaturated with zombies? Or can you take them or leave them? Do you dislike them? Do you like them? I think I've covered all the possible options. For me, it comes down to the story. I don't worry about oversaturation because I don't have to consume everything that comes out. I don't have to watch The Last of Us or The Walking Dead or any of the Walking Dead spin-offs. I don't have to read the Walking Dead comic book. I don't have to read the Zombicide books if I don't want to. I do want to. So oversaturation to me is a ridiculous thing for people to complain about. Just like superhero movie fatigue. Just don't go see them. I'm not fatigued by them. I love them. Generally. I mean, some aren't that great. Some are wonderful. But anyway, we're talking about zombies. I enjoy zombies generally as a monster, as a creature. Not my favorite, but they can be, in the right hands, they can be well done. Brian Keene's The Rising series, fantastic. The George Romero movies, mostly fantastic. I like the Dawn of the Dead remake, written by James Gunn, directed by Zack Snyder. Scott Snyder's a comic book writer. Zack Snyder, who I'm not generally a fan of, but I do like Dawn of the Dead. I enjoyed what I read of the Walking Dead comic. I enjoyed a little bit of the Walking Dead TV show overall, and I stopped watching it after a while because I just was not impressed with it. I haven't checked out The Last of Us. But there's good zombie fiction out there. I think you just have to find the right stuff. If you're interested. I mean, if zombies just don't interest you at all, I don't know that there's any book, movie, TV show, whatever, that's going to change your mind. If I really were going to try to change someone's mind, I'd probably say The Rising by Brian Keene, simply because it's a different take. I think it's a very, very interesting take. Love The Rising. Love all the Rising books. And he did Dead Sea and another one. I want to say Entombed. A couple of zombie books that aren't part of the Rising world. So that's a little rambly, as usual, I suppose. You should all be used to it by now. So zombies, don't hate them. Not my favorite, but if I find a good writer or good filmmaker, that I'm going to enjoy. Shaun of the Dead, amazing movie. So yeah, I'm in. I'm not grabbing every zombie thing that there is. I just want some good, unless it's Zombicide books. But I love the stuff that I've gotten from Aconite. Anyway, Yeah, I definitely don't hate zombies. Not burned out on them. I can have a good time reading some zombie stuff. But what about you? That was the point. The point was, what is your opinion on zombies? Throw it all down in the comments below. And if you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post spoiler warning. We try to be polite here at the Low Budget Review Show. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the usual YouTube stuff. If you'd care to follow me in other social media, my Twitter is at Ronin5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is EricSmith5757. I think that's it. That's all I have. This has been the Low Budget Review Show. I've been Eric Smith with poor lighting. Until next time, read more books.